Right here, the audience will be freaking out.
Neil Moritz, the producer of Cruel Intentions, is one of the most successful teen impresarios in Hollywood.
I mean, I definitely want to push the envelope with my movies because, to me, if you're making the same thing that everybody else is making, then you don't have much chance of getting people to come to your movies. And for me, I love making movies, and the only way I'm going to get to be able to keep making movies is by making movies that do business.
Down, boy.
A movie like I have, Cruel Intentions, where we go off and we make it for $12 million. We do $40 million here, we do $60 million overseas. There's $100 million in box office, plus all the ancillary markets, whether it be video cassette or cable or all these other markets. You know, there's tremendous streams of revenue coming in.
Moritz's films have come under intense scrutiny for their sex and violence. One was even included in a government investigation because it was test marketed to 11 and 12-year-olds. Still, he makes no apologies about going for the jugular.
I think what you can't do is play down to teenagers, play down to the young people. No teenager is going to be satisfied with a PG-13 rated horror film, okay? They want to see the blood and guts. That's what they want to do. They want to see the slasher element of those films. And you can't do that the way they want to see it and get a PG-13 rating.
But even those with the best of intentions get caught in the downward spiral of sex and violence. We noticed a kind of schizophrenia on the set of Dawson's Creek. At times, the show feels like the Waltons injected with a dose of Beverly Hills 90210. Two of its main characters are staunch virgins into their senior year of high school. But as if to keep the show cool, everyone around them is either having sex or talking about it incessantly.
I think we're running tally of all the losers you've dated.
Only the ones we slept with. What do you think kids talk about? What do you think teenagers talk about? Teenagers talk about sex. Teenagers are consumed with sex. It is my personal opinion that teenagers should not be having sex, but they are. They're confronted with it in terms of advertising, and they see it on television, in primetime shows, and in fact, not in daytime shows. We have really taken sex responsibly. I feel that the WB has, and tried to portray ramifications of it, why and how and when and where to say no.
Dawson's writers and producers are aware that this is treacherous terrain. Here they are in a production meeting, getting a lesson in accountability from a team of teen sex experts called the Media Project.
Give me a good comeback line. If a guy says, wearing a condom doesn't feel good.
Oh, come on, you're writers here.
I got one. Neither does herpes.
28-year-old Greg Berlanti is executive producer of Dawson's Creek.
Why not lean into the fact that that these kind of topics are being discussed? Why not be aware of that, and through that awareness, help kids to redefine and help people to redefine how they deal with that information, as opposed to trying to put another finger in the dam when it's gonna bust.
The makers of teen TV argue that they're only reflecting the real world. Sex is a part of teens' lives, so it better be in their media too. Media is just a mirror after all. Or is it?
It seemed everyone wanted to show off their bum last year.
Take the annual migration of college and high school kids to spring break. For the past 15 years, MTV has packaged spring break into a staged television performance and then repackaged it through the year on show after show.
Hop on and ride him around.
Kids are invited to participate in sexual contests on stage or are followed by MTV cameras through their week of debauchery. Sure, some kids have always acted wild, but never have these antics been so celebrated on TV. So of course kids take it as a cue. Like here on the Strip in Panama Beach, Florida, where high schoolers carry on in public, as if they were on some MTV soundstage. Who is mirroring whom? Real life and TV life have begun to blur. Is the media really reflecting the world of kids, or is it the other way around? The answer is increasingly hard to make out. I'll never forget the moment that 13-year-old Barbara and her friends spotted our crew during a party between their auditions. They appeared to be dancing for us, for our camera, as if to sell back to us, the media, what we had sold to them. And that's when it hit me. It's a giant feedback loop. The media watches kids and then sells them an image of themselves. Then kids watch those images and aspire to be that mook or midriff in the TV set. And the media is there watching them do that in order to craft new images for them, and so on.